So let's talk the Flash movie, which is actually turning out to be a Justice League movie, seeing as it's rumored that Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and literally everyone's going to be in this movie. So yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, aka Warstu. So people seem to think the Flash movie villain is going to be Red Death, based on an image that Andy Muschietti posted. And quite frankly, I don't really know where you guys are getting this from. Clearly, you've never read the comics. Clearly, you know nothing about Flash villains, and you're just jumping and stretching thinking Red Death. Yeah, sure, he uploaded a picture with spray-painted lightning logo over the Batman suit, and it's red, and yeah, and it does look very similar. But if Andy Muschietti's going to tease that Red Death is the villain for the whole movie, then that kind of gives away the whole plot for said movie. And I don't think they're going to do this because the Flash TV show has been hinting at Red Death since 2018, and they actually haven't followed through properly yet. But if you want to know where that came from the Dark Days storyline, a member of the Dark Knights, a group of alternate multiverse versions of Batman led by the Batman Who Laughs. So essentially, Red Death is revealed to be a dark mashup of the Flash and the Batman from the alternate universe, Earth 52. Bruce Wayne was traumatized by the death of various Robins and decided to escape his crime, fighting life by harnessing the Speed Force. Bruce then went into and absorbed a version of the Flash powers, combining his Batmobile and cosmic treadmill, and decided to suit up as Red Death. Is that gonna happen in this movie? Is he gonna be the main villain? No. Are you people not thinking logically? Yes. Think about it. So we're gonna have Ben Affleck Batman. We're gonna have Michael Keaton Batman. We're gonna have Supergirl, Sasha, Calle, although we don't know how much she's gonna actually be in the movie. And we're also potentially having cameos from Henry Cavill's Superman, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, for Red Death. Seriously, you seem to think it's going to take all these characters to take on Red Death. Now, if you go back to a image, to a scene that was leaked, not really leaked, I hate the word leaked, it was on the internet because they were filming publicly, so publicly they cannot stop you recording stuff. If they're shooting in public spaces, they just have to make it public knowledge that they are shooting there. So I don't understand why you guys seem to think Red Death, Red Death. It just screams to me you don't know Flash or Flash villains or the Flash Rogue at all. So there was a scene where we had Ezra Miller talking to Ezra Miller's stunt double, and they will face swap it, and that's where everything stemmed from. People thought, oh, that's going to be Ezra Miller talking to Ezra Miller's Flash, the Flash versus the Flash. Then everyone jumped on this Savitar storyline, where there's going to be some crazy Savitar storyline going on here. I mean, yeah, sure, bro, that could be the case, but ultimately, if Reverse Flash isn't included in this movie, then it will be a travesty. As we already know, that's Henry Allen is in jail, and we know Henry Allen gets out of jail because they've literally already filmed it, and we've seen it, and it's pretty much been confirmed in the scenes we've actually seen already. So if they're gonna plot twist that so Reverse Flash isn't mentioned at all, then it will be an absolute flop of a Flash movie. As you guys understand, I started this YouTube on Flash, hence why he's in the YouTube trailer, he's in the intro, he's in the outro, he's in the logo. I love the Flash, but if they're gonna introduce Red Death as a cop-out, it really would be a cop-out. So Michael Keaton's Earth, allegedly on his Earth, metahumans are not allowed. Exterminated is the word. They're not allowed. And Batman isn't actually a metahuman at all. So people seem to think that the villain is going to be Red Death now. No, you know absolutely nothing if you think that's the case. It doesn't even look like Red Death. I mean, if it is Red Death, then I think it's a bit of a miss. They shouldn't be doing this in a Flash movie. I mean, as a side villain, maybe. I mean, they've not even done it as a main villain in the Flash TV show. And they've been teasing it for a while. I mean, even referencing his name. But what is interesting here is the original plot leak that I read said it was a metahuman World War III-esque based villain, and I don't think the reason that Ben Affleck Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, and Sasha Calle's Supergirl is in this movie is to take down the Red Death. I really really don't think this is the case, but I could see it's all over Twitter. People jump on it. Oh my God, is it Red Death? Trying to make out you guys know a lot about Red Death, but it's looking more likely that Red Death is actually going to appear on the next season of the Flash TV show, to be honest. And I don't think if they're going to have Red Death in the Flash TV show, that they'd also had Red Death in the movie. I mean, although they are trying to build up to one continuity, I don't think that would be the case, because it would just confuse people. Now, yeah, Red Death from Dark Metals, I mean, it would be a cool storyline as essentially mixing and matching Batman and the Flash into one character. That would be cool, but the Dark Knight's Metal series, I don't really think that's how we're going to get to the Flash villain. And I don't even think the Flash villain is essentially going to be a speedster, because like I say, obviously the most likely reason why we're going to have two different variants of Batman, we don't know how many there will be, and Supergirl is something to do with Barry trying to change something, or he's changed something and it's caused a catastrophe. And if you really think the catastrophe is going to be Red Death, then you shouldn't even be watching this movie. Villains wise, the rogue gallery in the Flash is so cool. We could literally have any other villain that would be better than that. I mean, the Flash without Mirror Master, without Weather Wizard, without Captain Cold, without Heatwave, and all these kind of cool characters. What is it? I mean, it's going to have to be some next level villain for a mini Justice League based movie, which this movie essentially is going to be. So is it going to be Red Death? I really hope it's not Red Death. I would prefer the Reverse Flash. I would prefer Black Flash, chasing Barry because he's messed up. He's messing with the timeline. He's messing with the Speed Force. I would prefer something like that. But just because Andy Muschietti posts an image with a spray paint lightning over a bat suit in red, you really jump to the conclusion that it's going to be Red Death. I mean, sure, it could be, but we like to speculate, accumulate, cover plot leak, cover rumors, cover news, and all this kind of good stuff on this channel. So I thought we'd go over it, because a lot of people are jumping on, it's the Red Death, reminds me of the Red Death director, and Andy Muschietti have revealed an image of Red Death. I'm thinking, it doesn't even look like Red Death to me. Red Death is essentially, as we've said, an evil Batman combined with a Flash who got annoyed from being a crime fighter and went crazy. But I really don't think it's going to be Red Death. Why? Because it's too obvious. I just think it's an Easter egg, and it's going to be a Batman reference. I really think this is going to be a temporary suit for Barry before he makes his final suit. But as we know, it's going to be a multiverse-based story. So could Red Death be the multiverse-based story villain? Sure. Or could it just be a cool suit the crew made up to celebrate Batman Day, as it was posted on Batman Day? That would make the most sense. I really don't think that Muschietti is teasing that Red Death is going to be the villain, because a lot of die-hard Flash fans are going to be very disappointed if that is the case. Although I think Red Death is a cool story, I think that should be explored on the Flash show on the CW with Grant Gustin and co, as I think it would be delivered much better on there, rather than just pushing an agenda and pushing Red Death into a storyline in a Flash-based movie, which is pretty much a Justice League movie with Batfleck, with Michael Keaton's Batman, with Sasha, Calle, Supergirl, and many other cameos that we don't even know about it. It's going to have to be an OP villain. All the villains are going to have to be more experienced with harnessing the Speed Force and using the Speed Force than Barry Allen Ezra Miller himself. And as we know, there is Barry talking to Barry, so whatever that scene is, that could be relatively respectable on the wavelength of whoever the villain is, but I don't actually think it's going to be a speedster villain. I think it's just going to be a generic villain that everyone knows. But it's easy to keep these things secrets. A lot of people seem to think that nothing can be kept secret. There's lots of secrets that can be kept secrets. You know, Black Adam, we don't know anything about Black Adam. Shazam 2, don't really know anything about them movies, do we? No. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG, and we'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.